In this video, I'm going to show you how to do the pouring method. The pouring method is a way of glazing your pot or your mug or whatever you have. The pouring method involves pouring the inside. When you're glazing something, you always want to do the interior first and then the exterior. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my bucket of glaze that I've picked out. I'm going to do gloss white on the inside. White is a good liner glaze or glaze for the inside because if I were washing this, I can see where it's dirty if it's white. If it's a darker glaze, it's harder to see if it's dirty. So what I need to do is open up my bucket here, and I'm going to get one of these sticks, these mixing sticks, make sure it's somewhat clean, and I'm just going to mix it. You should always mix right before you dip or pour your ceramic projects, every time. If you don't mix, all of the glaze chemicals will settle on the bottom and you will have a very watery mixture. We want to make sure that mixture is well mixed. Once it's mixed up, then I'm going to take my mug and I'm going to take one of these cups, measuring cups, to pour the glaze inside. So I want to do this over the glaze, and I want to make sure I'm prepared so that I can dump it out right away. So I'm going to scoop it up right over the glaze. I'm going to carefully pour it back in. When I fill it up, you can see I fill it all the way to the very top, as high as I can go, and then I pour it right back out. After I pour it out, I hold it upside down over the bucket so that any drips that are going will drip back into the bucket. That will give me the most even coat. Once it seems like it stopped dripping, I lift it up and I check and see how I did. I think I did pretty well, except I poured a little bit on the outside and I don't want white on the outside. So what I need to do is go over to the sink, and there are sponges, and I'm going to take this sponge, and it's not super wet. I've actually wrung it out so it's just slightly wet, and then I can just take and I can wipe the glaze off the outside with the sponge like that. I'm going to clean it off just the top part of the lip like that. When you're glazing, you want to make sure that you don't miss any of the top edge there, like on the inside. If you have a big dip in there where it missed the glaze, that probably won't get glazed when we do the outside. You need 2 coats total. So I have my first coat done. I'm going to pour my next coat, but before I do that, I need to mix the glaze. So I'll just clean off this stick in the water in the middle here, and then I'm going to mix it again. You got to mix right before you're going to dip or pour, like I said before. And I try and mix both ways so that it really gets mixed up. And I'm touching the bottom of the bucket with this mixing stick. I'll put it back in the water for the next person. Then I'm going to get my cup and my clean measuring cup here too. Go right in. Fill it to the top. Pour it right back out. Like that. You can see I missed again a little bit. It dribbled over. And that's totally okay. I'm holding it over the top so all the drips go into the bucket. And that little strip that I missed, I'll just take a semi-dry sponge. And the big ones I find work the best. And I'll just wipe that off with a couple clean sweeps to clean the outside off. Like that. And I also like to clean the edge so it's nice and even on that top edge of my mug. So then I have 2 even coats on the inside. It should glaze really nice. Should look really well. My next step is to pour the outside, actually to dip the outside, but before I do that, I need my mug to dry. So I'm going to let this sit out for a day before I do my outside.